annual Hororata Highland Games. It's our 10th Games, and it's fantastic to see that Hororata's turned on a spectacular day here, possibly slightly Scottish skies, but couldn't be more appropriate. And it's all good because we're just so pleased to be able to bring this event to you in this year in the middle of a pandemic and have you all here, to have everyone together to be hosted by the Hororata community, and what a fantastic job they're doing. It's fantastic. Now, I've got a few people to recognise today. This event takes a lot of work, and in particular I'd like to put a big shout out to the volunteers. You'll see them around in their Clan Hororata t-shirts, which who make the event happen, so thank you to the volunteers. I'd like to thank the bands for the spectacular march past. That's the first time we've done that at this part of the day. And I think it's really been something quite special to have them do that for us before they get into their competition. So thanks to the bands. Thanks also to the students from the local primary schools performing Kapa Haka, welcoming the chieftain and welcoming everybody here today. We've got students from the Hororata, Glentunnel and Windwhistle schools, led by B. Korowha, so big round of applause for the kids. I'd also like to thank the Selwyn Community Choir and the City of Christchurch Pipe Band for that rendition of Flower of Scotland. Very rousing, thank you. And with us, of course, the Scottish clans. Make sure you visit them in St Andrew's Square. And finally, just a big thanks to our partners, our funders and suppliers, without whom this event just could not happen. And as always, my co-trustees, the committee, the volunteers who joined Clan Hororata and made it happen, our stallholders and competitors. Wish you all the best of luck today and whatever you may be doing. So all that remains now is just the introduction of our chieftain for 2020 and the 10th annual Hororata Highland Games, and our chieftain today is feeling a bit nervous. We've got some past chieftains here. Amy Adams, Barry Drysdale and Pat Halley are here from past years to keep an eye on him to make sure he discharges his duties properly. So he's, but I'd like to introduce John De Vries, our chieftain for 2020. John is born and bred in Canterbury, and he's had a distinguished career in advertising and graphic design. But most importantly, John was one of the first people to get behind the community when the idea of the Hororata Highland Games was first launched back in 2011. He's the creative brain behind all of the visual design for the games that you see around, and he embodies what Clan Hororata is, which is people coming together for a common cause to benefit the community. And I think John absolutely embodies that. John's not from Hororata, but he's embraced this community, and his passion, creativity and design talents are on display wherever you see any design around here. So we're very proud to have John De Vries as our 2020 chieftain of the Hororata Highland Games. Give him a big round of applause. So now I'd just like to invite John to do the ceremonial sword blessing and officially open the 10th Hororata Highland Games.
The sun's rising, lift your vision to draw inspiration from our mountains. May the braided waters of the Rakaia reflect the way you embrace tangata whenua. May your compassion spread like the tail of the Piwakawaka. May your people walk gently on this land, bringing honour to you and to themselves as they discover the beauty of living in harmony together. Kia kaka, kia mana wanui. Amine.
Kia ora koutou, haere mai and welcome. Welcome to the 10th birthday celebrations and events of the Highland Games 2020. For people who do not know me, my name is John De Vries and I've been given the great honour and privilege of being your Highland Games chieftain for today's very special 10th birthday celebrations. To give you some background, it was way back in 2010 when we all were dealing with earthquakes and broken homes that I was approached by a few senior members of the Hororata community to discuss the idea of hosting a local Highland Games event to help raise funds for the community and rebuild assets that were damaged. Their aim and long-term goal was to host a Highland Games event that would put Hororata on the map as one of the best organised and best run Highland Games in the country. From that first meeting, the Highland Games seed was planted. The community of Hororata united to create this Scottish spectacle with a course of Kiwi twist. The community wanted to embrace and sense the camaraderie, pride and showmanship from the Scottish Games while inserting a welcoming and playful Kiwi culture. They pride themselves on putting their community first and creating an event that was as much for the spectators as it is for the competitors. 10 years on, that planted Highland seed has grown to what it is here today, a highly respected, well-organised, world-class Highland Games event. And that's just because it gets better and better every year. Of course, you cannot forget to mention the other wonderful things that have also created and celebrated because of the Games. Our world-class Hororata whisky and our own Hororata tartan, specially designed for the community in Scotland to celebrate the colours of the district. This 10 years birthday decanter whisky is very special dram indeed and should not be missed for tasting or a purchase. A small hint, they are selling fast. I feel very proud and privileged to be part of the wonderful event for the past 10 years, to be working along such highly motivated, incredibly passionate and hard-working people such as Cindy Driscoll, our Games Executive Officer, go-to person. Hororata, you are lucky to have her in your clan. It is very humbling for me to be given the honour of being the Games chieftain this year and to have been accepted into the Hororata clan as one of their own. Thank you. To all the clans, the clan members, our heavy competitors, our participants and all our Highland teams and visitors, a warm welcome to you. I wish you well in all your events and competitions, and I encourage you all to compete in the Highland spirit of the Games and promote good sportsmanship. I look forward to visiting the clans today to embrace the unique culture. Sorry about that. To embrace the unique culture we have here at the Hororata region. I'm nearly there. I have to honour also past chieftains for their roles that they have played in the past 10 years, especially our guests on the stage today, the Honourable Amy Adams, Patrick Hillier and Perry Drysdale. When I see these names in front of me, I certainly do have big shoes to fill. This wonderful Highland Games event has a stable future ahead of it. The passion and the drive from so many hard-working members of the community will make sure that this special event will keep getting bigger and better every year. These games are young in their age of only 10 years. The very first Scottish Highland Games event was held in 1856 and is now 164 years old. We may be young in inception, but we do not lack their community drive and that typical number 8 wire mentality that everything is possible if you put your mind to it. That's why we're calling these games a Scottish festival with a Kiwi twist. I would also like to thank you, all the people here today, who have travelled far and wide to this fantastic Scottish festival and to experience the true nature and community spirit of what a real Highland Game should be. Enjoy your day, go out and compete in your own personal battles, whether it's tossing a caber or just helping friends or family to tug on a long rope. I just say, have a go. Let us remember that we are all very privileged to be here and able to be here today to take part in a wonderful day out in the Hororata Arena, one of the most special places in the world we call Aotearoa, New Zealand. We know that many overseas countries are still dealing with long lockdowns and economic hardship. And of course there was no public gatherings or large events, so we are all very, very lucky to be here today. A massive thank you must go out to the Hororata Trust, the community members, and all the 220 hard-working volunteers for having the passion, fortitude, faith and the strong sense of purpose to hold a large games event under such incredibly hard times. Finally, to close, I challenge you all to embrace the spirit of these Highland Games, and speaking for myself, today's events will long live in my memories of being an honoured chieftain for 2020. Have a bonny day, haere rā, tēnei koutou, thank you and enjoy.
Thanks, John, that's fantastic. So, just to finish, to close our official opening, I'd like to ask everybody to stand for the national anthem performed by Myles Morgan, perfect for the occasion of featuring both Māori and Scottish descent, the Selwyn Community Choir.
Tēnā koutou, kia ora tātou katoa. Kia ora.